While we have a chance, let's sneak in a caller. It's Jeff in Kansas City. Welcome, Jeff. Great to have you. How are you doing?
I'm fantastic, Rush. Thanks for taking the call. Been a lot of years listening.
Appreciate that, sir. Thank you.
Hey, just calling you. You were talking earlier about how you were quoted in the press in regard to Flynn them not having any evidence against Flynn in regard to the calls that he had made. I think the one important thing you missed was that they also did not point out that you were quoting the New York Times when you did that.
That's an excellent point. That is a superb. He's exactly right. What he's talking about, thank you, Jeff. I'm being short here because Trump may come out at any moment. New York Times has a story, conservative talk radio stands by Trump despite turmoil, as though we're it. Trump's got nobody left but me and a couple other hosts. That's it. Everybody's abandoned Trump. Trump's got nobody left. Except, of course, me. Damn it. And then they quote me as saying there is no evidence for the primary assertion driving the entire attack on Trump. This attack is coming from the shadows of the deep state, where former Obama employees remain in the intelligence community. They never identify what I was talking about. What I was talking about was this idiotic assertion that the Russians and Trump worked together to hack the election, guaranteeing that Hillary would lose. And what Jeff's point is, that's the New York Times story. It's the New York Times story that I was objecting to and disagreeing with and blowing up. And they quote me talking, but they never mention I'm reporting on their story, commenting on their story, and they left out the central thing I was talking about. When I say there's no evidence for the primary assertion driving this entire attack on Trump, they don't identify what I was talking about. So whoever read this really doesn't know what I was talking about. I was talking about the primary assertion, the reason all of this investigating is going on. The excuse for all of this is that the Russians hacked the election and that Trump was working with them. And they've been investigating this maybe since before October. And so I'm going to ask my question again. At all of this time, in October, early part of November, September, they thought Hillary was going to win. They had their own polls. They believed every poll that they produced that showed Hillary was up by 5, up by 6. They were ignoring every bit of evidence that Trump was doing well. And they literally thought this election, even 9 o'clock on election night, they still thought, and Hillary thought she's going to win. So in the midst of this confidence that they're going to win the election, why in the world are they investigating Trump? What is the point? There has to be a reason why they were doing it. And now the fact that they're liberals and they want to destroy political opponents, that's a big factor. Investigating Trump and coming up with something to ruin him sends a signal to any other Republican or anybody else that might someday think about running against the Democrat Party.